Hi there. It's been almost 3 weeks since my husband passed away. So many of you reached out to say that you found it really helpful that I talked about those last few months with him, because those are things people aren't talking about. And I thought that I would share some of what this post-passing time is like as well. If you find it triggering, obviously don't follow. But for those of you who've been in this situation, and I think most of us will be in this situation at some point or other in our lives, even though we don't like to think about it, I'm hoping that maybe this will be helpful in some way. The biggest issue for me is how much of a roller coaster it is, how I can be totally fine for hours and then a mess for other hours. People talk about that. So it's not like this is coming as a surprise. Honestly, there was a day last week in the morning where I felt like this sense of for the first time I could breathe. I hadn't breathed in months and months and months. And I was taking a long walk. I was seeing my therapist in person. It was beautiful outside. I was making doctor's appointments. And I had this feeling of totally being able to breathe. And that was amazing. And for me, that was a beacon of what I can eventually feel like when I'm not feeling terrible. Because when I'm feeling awful and sad, it feels like I'm never going to climb out of it. And one of the most important things I know as a therapist is that those things come and they go. And it's very tempting to run away and do something else, watch television, but I don't do that. I really and truly try to sit with the sadness when it comes. And it feels overwhelming and scary, and then it does pass. So I'm just going to start out with that sort of piece of information for any of you who've either gone through this or are going through this. And I'd love to hear from you, your thoughts as I kind of find my way through this. I'm sure many of you have gone through this also, and I would love to hear your ideas and your thoughts, and I will share them as well.